Okay, now for more on the future of DeepSeek and its place in the great AI race, let's bring in Jibu Elias. He is a country lead for India with the Mozilla Foundation. That's the organization behind the open source web browser Firefox. Jibu is also an expert on AI policy, safety, and global governance. Thanks for coming in. We certainly appreciate it. Big resume there and a big topic. Okay, let's talk broadly about the hearing today. Many here in the United States really believe that the U.S. did have perhaps a 3-year lead on AI over China with NVIDIA's success. The U.S. was riding high. But then DeepSeek hit the market, and in listening to testimony from today, it certainly doesn't seem the U.S. has this kind of big lead in AI at all.
Yes, thank you, Sean, for having me. I think you are correct. We didn't just see DeepSeek just being dropped as a bombshell out there, but we have seen how the system has evolved in the last few months as well, with the vision language model, the DeepSeek's model that support coding, and many further more. And we had to all read it in the context when the previous administration just came out with a ban on AI technology, which with an executive order, which was later on taken back. So this has a lot of implication on how AI, the global AI race or AI landscape has been. And China's AI strategy, to be honest, is clearly moving towards a multi-model domain-specific capabilities. And it's quite clear DeepSeek is playing a very central role in that evolution.
Yeah, DeepSeek also gives the country a certain sense of pride as well. Let's talk more about DeepSeek's latest model development since it surged in January, and really how it's being widely used all across China right now.
Yes, I think one big challenge for many countries in the global majority or outside the West of the West is the language capabilities, because most of the data sets we use to train these models were scraped from the internet or many other sources were mostly in English and other languages. So it has been a big challenge for for other local players or domestic players to build models that will help local population, whether it's people who speak in Chinese or Mandarin or in Hindi or in any other local languages. And I think that's where DeepSeek is now making a clear breakthrough. And the best part is it will kind of level the access to this technology. It will level the playing field, and it will bring more and more people the benefit of this technology, and we will see more innovators, more entrepreneurs, and more self-made researchers coming out as a result.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't really think about that, but that really is thinking on a very global scale as well. So how have companies like OpenAI and Meta, how are they adjusting their strategies? The U.S. clearly is trying to control the race by limiting the sale of chips to China. Is that working?
So initially, I think OpenAI was the clear leader, but after what we have seen with DeepSeek, and we have to take into the consideration that it's an open source, and you can run it on locally. There are various models with various sizes, and depending on the kind of hardware you can run it locally, and so that has transformed many people. Many people I knew who were paid subscribers of OpenAI's models has completely switched to DeepSeek. So that's one big thing. And OpenAI has been focusing on proprietary model, as we have seen with the ChatGPT or GPT versions of things. But DeepSeek just came up with models which are kind of equal to, or in some experts say maybe superior, with a fraction of the cost. So that's a big game changer. And I think OpenAI has been trying to get this big the Stargate project going on, which is around $500 in it. So now I hear they're trying to increase the subscription cost. So it's asked a lot of questions about OpenAI, and now OpenAI, I think recently Sam Altman asked to make sure to take away copyright restrictions for training their models. So it's quite. It seems like they don't want a level open playing field right now when it comes to the AI race.
So what about the U.S. limiting the sale of chips to China? What effect has that had?
So I think the whole the restriction of chips has forced China to innovate. I think if you look at an example to India, right? India was very behind in space race, and once all this restriction came in, India was forced to innovate its own way, make its own cryogenic engines. So if you have the willpower and an innovative mindset, this kind of restriction may not be always a way of holding back. In the end, technology progress forward, and you can do whatever you want to tilt the playing field. But the real innovation, the people with imagination and creativity will definitely find a way.
Okay, Jibu, let's talk about perhaps self-inflicted wounds here in the United States. Trump and his Doge team are decimating federal entities, and there are concerns that this is going to have a severe curtailment effect on research and to AI developments. Your thoughts on that?
I think if you go back to the creation of modern day AI, it came from in 1956 from a workshop that was funded by the federal government to DARPA, if I'm correct. So we have seen historically the growth of technologies like that has revolutionized our life, whether it's AI or internet itself has been coming from federal funding, federal grants that supported research and innovation. So it's a big question. Is it the right move at a critical juncture? And it's always not the private sector alone can achieve what is required, right? Sometimes you need to do research and innovation not just for profit's sake, but for the larger benefit of the nation or for the humanity or the civilization itself. I think that's where government funding, government R&D support all play a critical role. So this is very interesting, especially at this critical juncture.